How did the West Swale form? The flood is gone, but groundwater still moves. Saskatoon's West Swale, water in motion, from Ice Age rivers to blue-green infrastructure.
Imagine standing on this prairie 20,000 years ago.
There is no Saskatoon, no roads, no neighborhoods, no bridges crossing the South Saskatchewan River.
Instead, before you rises a wall of ice nearly 3 kilometers thick. It stretches beyond the horizon, shaping the land beneath its immense weight.
Today, little of that ice remains, yet its story is still written across the landscape, not in towering mountains or deep canyons, but in quiet wetlands, hidden springs, winding swales, and patches of green that refuse to disappear. These places are living reminders that water remembers. Welcome to Saskatoon's West Swale, where Ice Age rivers become today's blue-green infrastructure. Glacial origins. Water as architect.
At first glance, these photographs may seem ordinary.
Fields, wetlands, woodlots, but look more carefully.
Notice the long ribbon of greener vegetation winding across the prairie on satellite maps. Notice how farming gives way to wetlands and shrubs. This subtle corridor marks the path of an extraordinary event. More than 11,000 years ago, and during repeated glacial episodes throughout the Pleistocene, the Laurentide ice sheet advanced and retreated across Saskatchewan.
As ice blocked ancient rivers, enormous glacial lakes formed.
When those lakes overflowed, meltwater escaped with unimaginable force.
The Yorath Island Channel became one of those spillways.
The water rushed across the Prairie plains, carving a broad, low-lying corridor that today we know as the West Swale.
Geologist Larry Edwin Hodges carefully mapped these ancient channels in his landmark doctoral research, revealing that today's landscape still follows pathways carved by Ice Age water.
The flood is gone.
The water remains.
The Great Spillway.
Imagine a river unlike anything Saskatchewan has seen in human history.
This was not a gentle stream.
It was a catastrophic outburst of glacial meltwater.
When Glacial Rice Lake could no longer contain the enormous amount of water pouring out of the glacial North Saskatchewan River from melting ice, its natural barriers failed. Water surged across the Prairie Plains with the force and speed of Niagara Falls.
The torrent carried sand, gravel, boulders.
Entire hillsides were reshaped.
Sediments were stripped away in some places and piled high in others.
Cames, moraines, wetlands. The Groundwater came. The West Swale, the Moon Lake Channel.
These are not separate stories.
They are chapters in one remarkable geological event.
Today, the water no longer races across the prairie.
Instead, it moves quietly beneath our feet.
Ancient flood, living landscape.
At first glance, the West Swale doesn't look like an ancient river. There are no towering cliffs, no deep canyon. Instead, its story is subtle. A ribbon of greener vegetation, permanent wetlands fed by groundwater, seasonal wetlands renewed by rain and snowmelt, underground springs that continue to emerge as groundwater levels rise and fall through cycles of wet years and drought. The ancient spillway still guides where water gathers.
And wherever water gathers, life follows. Dragonflies patrol the air, damselflies cling to reeds, caddisfly larvae build tiny underwater homes. Predaceous diving beetles hunt beneath the surface. Water boatmen row through quiet pools. Brook sticklebacks dart among aquatic plants. Tiny daphnia, copepods, freshwater shrimp, and snails form the foundation of an entire food web. These creatures feed amphibians. Amphibians feed birds. Birds feed the imagination. What began as a catastrophic flood has become one of Saskatchewan's living classrooms.
And this raises an important question. Not why the flood happened, but why its legacy still matters today.
Where did the river go? The flood is gone, but wetlands remain. The Great Flood.
Where did the river go?
It is one of the first questions people ask.
If such an enormous torrent carved the West Swale, why isn't there still a river flowing here today?
To answer that question, we must return to the end of the Ice Age.
The Laurentide ice sheet was melting, day after day, century after century. Glacial lakes grew larger as billions of liters of meltwater collected behind walls of ice. Then came the breaking point. Natural barriers failed. Entire lakes burst free. Water rushed across the prairie with extraordinary power. Imagine water moving across the landscape with the force of many Niagara Falls. The flood carried sand, gravel, boulders, and everything caught in its path.
Across nearby grasslands wandered Ice Age mammals. American mastodons browsed young trees. Ancient horses grazed open meadows. Western camels crossed the prairie. Dire wolves hunted in packs. Smilodon, the famous saber-toothed cat, watched from the edges of woodland. Some animals escaped to higher ground. Others may have been overtaken by the sudden torrents. The flood lasted only a brief moment in geological time, yet its effects remain visible thousands of years later. The river disappeared. Its pathway remained.
Why are the wetlands still here?
If the flood is over, why hasn't the water disappeared?
The answer lies underground. Rain and melting snow soak into the earth. Groundwater slowly moves through buried sands and gravels left behind by glaciers. In some places, that groundwater rises naturally to the surface. These underground springs help feed permanent wetlands throughout the West Swale.
During wet years, higher groundwater levels strengthen these springs. During drought, many become smaller. Some temporary wetlands may even disappear for a time. Yet the ancient spillway continues doing what it has done for thousands of years. Collecting water, holding water, sharing water. The flood is gone, the water remains.
A hidden world beneath the water.
What looks like an ordinary wetland is actually a thriving underwater city.
Dragonfly nymphs stalk tiny prey. Damselfly larvae cling to submerged stems. Predaceous diving beetles patrol like underwater hunters. Water boatmen row gracefully through quiet pools. Caddisfly larvae build protective homes from tiny stones and leaves. Brook sticklebacks weave among aquatic plants. Water fleas, copepods, freshwater shrimp, snails, and countless microscopic creatures form the base of an intricate food web.
Every scoop of a pond dipper reveals another surprise. These tiny animals may seem insignificant, yet without them, many larger creatures could not survive. Healthy wetlands begin with healthy water.
Why do birds gather here?
Follow the insects, and you find the birds.
The West Swale has become an important refuge for migratory birds traveling thousands of kilometers across North America. Some stop only for a few days. Others nest here. Some are common, others are increasingly rare.
Western grebes, bared sparrows, American white pelicans, piping plovers, bank swallows, northern loggerhead shrikes, Sprague's pipits, and many more depend upon healthy prairie wetlands somewhere during their lives.
Even the endangered western tiger salamander relies on wetlands connected to this ancient landscape. These species are not here by accident. They follow water, just as they have for thousands of years. The same Ice Age geology that carved the West Swale continues supporting biodiversity today. That is why conservation matters. Not simply to protect a landscape, but to protect an entire living system.
The living spillway, a river that never really left. Why is there still so much life here? The living wetland.
The flood is gone, but birds still follow the water. The story of the West Swale is no longer only about glaciers. It is now a story about people. How we understand this place. How we learn from it. And how we choose to protect it for generations yet to come.
Imagine discovering an ice age with a pond dipper.
Tiny crustaceans. Dragonfly nymphs. Water boatmen. Predaceous diving beetles. Caddisfly larvae carrying little homes on their backs. Brook sticklebacks weaving through the reeds. Life that depends upon water that should have disappeared thousands of years ago, yet never did. The West Swale is not simply a place to visit. It is an outdoor classroom where every observation becomes another piece of Earth's story.
Blue-green infrastructure. Engineers often describe wetlands as natural infrastructure. Nature designed them long before cities existed.
Wetlands slow floodwaters, recharge groundwater, filter pollutants, store carbon, cool nearby landscapes, provide homes for thousands of species.
What ancient glaciers carved, modern cities now depend upon. These wetlands are not empty spaces waiting to be developed. They are working landscapes.
Every reed, Every cattail, every shallow pond, is performing a job that would otherwise require expensive human infrastructure. Sometimes the oldest engineering is still the best engineering.
Why does this matter today? Because nature still performs services our cities rely on. Hidden life beneath the water.
Most visitors never notice them, yet these tiny creatures support nearly everything else. Dragonflies begin life underwater before taking flight. Daphnia feed on microscopic algae. Water beetles hunt beneath the surface. Brook sticklebacks patrol the shallows. Each one becomes food for larger animals.
Without them, there would be fewer frogs, fewer ducks, fewer shorebirds, fewer hawks. A wetland is not simply water. It is an entire living food web.
Because these wetlands remain, so do many remarkable birds. Some are common, others are becoming increasingly rare. The West Swale provides habitat for species listed as special concern, threatened, or endangered. Every migration season, these wetlands become one of Saskatchewan's great crossroads of life. Protecting wetlands means protecting journeys that span continents.
Why does this matter today? Because migration routes depend on places like this.
When we lose wetlands, we do not simply lose water. We lose songs, flights, migrations, nesting places, entire chapters in the story of Saskatchewan. Every restored wetland writes another chapter.
Thousands of years ago, catastrophic floods carved this landscape in only days. Today, the same landscape quietly sustains life. One spring, one wetland, one dragonfly, one bird, one student, one discovery at a time. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson of all. The most powerful forces on Earth do not always announce themselves with thunder. Sometimes, they arrive as a quiet wetland, waiting for someone curious enough to look.
Why does this matter today? Because migration routes depend on places like this.
Close your eyes for a moment. The highways disappear. The city fades away. The grain fields vanish beneath endless grasslands. The air is colder. The rivers are louder. Ahead lies a prairie unlike anything alive today. Welcome to Saskatchewan during the Ice Age.
The questions we ask today are the same questions geologists ask every day.
Every answer begins with observation. The landscape itself is the textbook. Meet the American mastodon. Although often confused with the mammoth, this giant preferred forests and wetlands. Instead of grazing grass, it browsed branches, shrubs, and young trees. Its huge body helped shape forests simply by feeding. Imagine standing beside one. Its shoulder would tower above you. Its footsteps would shake the ground. Where wetlands flourished, mastodons often followed.
Why does this matter today? Wetlands fed giants then. Today they feed thousands of smaller species instead.
Glaciers advance when snowfall exceeds melting. They retreat when warmer climates release vast quantities of water.
Sometimes slowly, sometimes catastrophically, the West Swale reminds us what happened when nature released unimaginable amounts of water.
The prairie was crowded with extraordinary life. The stag moose wandered marshes and willow thickets. The western camel crossed open grasslands.
And hidden among them, waited one of history's greatest predators. Smilodon, the famous saber-toothed cat. Its enormous canine teeth were not designed for chasing prey over long distances. Instead, it relied upon surprise, strength, patience. Every hunt depended upon healthy grasslands filled with large animals.
Then everything changed. The glaciers melted, rivers swelled, ancient lakes overflowed, entire valleys formed in astonishing bursts of water. Animals fled, some escaped, some did not. The landscape we know today was born.
Water and wetlands.
Although the floodwaters disappeared, their pathways remained. Groundwater still follows these ancient channels. Springs continue feeding wetlands. Life returned, just in a different form.
Predators kept the Ice Age ecosystem healthy. Dire wolves hunted in packs. Smilodon hunted alone. Together they shaped the behavior of every grazing animal. Predators are not villains, they are guardians of balance.
Why does this matter today? Healthy ecosystems still require predators, hawks, owls, foxes, coyotes, wolves. Balance has always depended upon them.
The giants disappeared, but the wetlands remained. The rivers changed, the glaciers vanished, yet the story continued.
Today, instead of mammoths, we welcome pelicans. Instead of mastodons, we find moose. Instead of saber-toothed cats, we hear coyotes. Nature changed its cast, but never stopped telling the story.
The West Swale is not a fossil. It is not a museum. It is a living landscape shaped by an ancient past. Every wetland, every spring, every bird, every dragonfly is connected to a story that began millions of years ago beneath moving ice.
The giants may be gone, but the water remembers, and if we listen carefully, the land still tells their story. The future is being written here.
For millions of years, ice shaped this landscape. Water carved it, plants reclaimed it, animals flourished. Today, its future depends upon us.
The landscape remains, and now its future is in our hands.
Community stewardship.
Conservation is not simply protecting nature. It is learning how to belong to it. Every bird observation, every native plant restored, every invasive species removed, every child discovering a dragonfly becomes another chapter in the story of the West Swale.
Why young people matter.
Today's students are tomorrow's scientists, engineers, teachers, artists, city planners, and community leaders. The questions they ask today may shape Saskatchewan for generations. Curiosity is the first step towards stewardship.
iNaturalist.
A single photograph uploaded to iNaturalist may become part of international biodiversity research. Every observation adds another piece to the puzzle. One student, one photograph, one discovery. Together, they become science.
Wetlands.
Wetlands quietly work every day. They store water during floods, release water during drought, filter pollutants, recharge groundwater, store carbon, provide homes for wildlife. Nature has been building resilient infrastructure for thousands of years. Perhaps our greatest innovation is learning from it. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs.
The story of the West Swale reaches far beyond Saskatchewan. Protecting wetlands helps protect clean water, healthy ecosystems, climate resilience, life on land, sustainable communities. Global goals begin with local places. Every restored wetland contributes to a healthier planet.
International decades.
Around the world, countries are restoring forests, protecting wetlands, studying oceans, and advancing sustainability. The West Swale is part of that global movement. Local actions can inspire international change. Blue-green infrastructure.
For generations, cities tried to move water away as quickly as possible. Today, we understand something different. Sometimes, the best solution is to let nature do what it has always done. Slow the water, store it, filter it, return it gently to the land. The ancient spillway continues teaching modern engineering. Climate change.
Climate has always changed. Ice ages came and went. Rivers shifted. Species adapted. Today's challenge is different. Human activity is changing the climate faster than many ecosystems can respond. Understanding the past helps us prepare for the future. The land still has lessons to teach.
This landscape is a classroom without walls. Students can study geology, biology, hydrology, ecology, citizen science, history, engineering, climate science, and indigenous relationships with the land, all while standing in one place. The textbook is beneath their feet.
Millions of years ago, glaciers sculpted Saskatchewan. Floodwaters carved the West Swale. Wetlands appeared. Plants returned. Birds followed. People arrived. Now, another chapter begins. Our chapter.
The glaciers are gone, but their fingerprints remain.
The rivers are gone, but their wetlands remain.
The giants are gone, but their legacy remains.
The future is still being written.
Every tree planted, every wetland protected, every child inspired, Every question asked, every discovery shared. The next chapter belongs to all of us. Friendsareas.ca. Every question asked, every discovery shared. The next chapter belongs to all of us. Friendsareas.ca.